Hi Mahesh, good morning.
Morning, sir.
All set?
Yeah, sir.
Good. You joined from your mobile also, okay?
Yeah, yeah, sir.
Yeah. So not initially, but later. I am rejecting now.
Okay,
Join
okay.
later, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. We'll wait for a few minutes and then we'll get started at around 8:35. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. You're going to get started. So, as we discussed in our last class, we are going to do installation of another kind of hypervisor called Proxmox. Okay. We saw in a couple of classes earlier how to enable Windows-based hypervisor called Hyper-V, correct? Windows-based hypervisor is called Hyper-V. What exactly is a hypervisor? Hypervisor is an extension of an operating system which allows us to abstract the hardware and operating system layer to create individual smaller virtual machines on a hardware. Okay, that hardware can be a laptop, that hardware can be a server, that hardware can be a group of servers also. Okay, currently, since we do not have a group of servers, we are dealing with just individual machines right now. But in a real time data center scenario, you will be installing and merging these hypervisors across group of machines to create a pool of resources. Okay, now why exactly am I requesting you to do this? Because in most of the data centers today, you will see 90 to 95% of the workloads or application programs are not running on bare metal servers. Okay, they're all running on virtual machines created for them. Okay, for example, if you want to install a database, the IT team will go ahead, take the requirements from the database team and create a virtual machine according to those specifications and then hand it over to the database team to do the installation inside that virtual machine. Okay. Similarly, if someone wants to launch a web portal or a website or a web page and it needs certain amount of processing power, memory, network connectivity and operating system, again, the IT team will create a virtual machine and give it to that team to do it. Okay. Now, why am I asking you to do this? So that when you actually get into a job with related to data center technologies and you go and see these data center environments, physically you can see all the servers and everything. But inside that, what is going on is those servers are not being used directly by applications or workloads. There is a hypervisor that has been installed on it. Either it is a Windows based hypervisor or it is a Unix based hypervisor. Okay, we already saw how to enable and use a Windows based hypervisor on a single machine. Okay, later we'll see if we get access to the lab how to do it across machines. Okay, now we are going to see how to do this on a Linux or Unix based hypervisor. And there is one more reason why I'm requesting you to do this. We are going to get into some advanced commands of Linux and Unix. Okay, which are what you have learned so far is like just ABCDs. Okay, plain vanilla basic of Unix and Linux. Okay, but we are going to build on this knowledge and we are going to learn more about certain critical commands in Unix and Linux. And these commands you will not be able to practice in killer coda because as we have seen, not all commands it is allowing us to execute. So you will need a lab for yourself. Okay. And this is how we are going to do it. Why we have chosen Proxmox? Because Proxmox is completely free, okay, to use. It's open source and it can be installed even on a machine with very minimal configuration in terms of CPU and RAM. But at the same time, it's pretty powerful software and it allows us to create virtual machines inside your laptop. And today, we have two volunteers who have agreed to help us show you how to do this on a Windows system. Those two volunteers are, we have Mahesh and we have Anand. Okay. So alternatively, we will be asking both Mahesh and Anand to share their screens so that one by one we can go ahead and start doing the installation. Okay. So Mahesh and Anand, can you give me a thumbs up that you have the USB drive ready? Great, Anand. Thanks, Mahesh. Give me a thumbs up if you have downloaded all the software. Yes, Mahesh, you have a question?
No, sir. No.
Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you have downloaded the software through the link that I had provided. Great, great, great. Okay. So before we get into the actual installation, uh, can you also confirm, Mahesh and Anand, that you will be able to log in through your phone as well? Because your system may need a couple of restarts. Thanks, Anand. Mahesh, you have your phone ready also? Great. Okay. So before we start doing activities with Mahesh and Anand on installing Proxmox, let me just show you in my screen the installation steps. And this link, I'm going to paste it in the chat box. All of you, including Mahesh and Anand, please access this link and bookmark it in your browser so that you can refer to it when you are doing the exercise yourself. Okay. So let me first paste that link in the chat box, then I'll share my screen and take you through it. Here you go. Great. I have pasted the link in the chat box. All of you kindly access this link. And I'm sharing my screen now. Kindly bring your attention back to the screen. It's the same thing that you'll see once you click the link. Okay. All of you, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great, great. So this Proxmox has been developed by a European organization. Okay. And generally, when we see this GmbH, okay, at the end of a name of a company, this is the name of the company. Okay. Proxmox Server Solutions GmbH. Okay. Whenever we see GmbH at the end of a company, you can be rest assured that it is probably having its headquarters in Germany. Okay. This is the version that we are going to use, version 8.4. And this version is one of the latest versions. It was released on April 9th, 2025. Okay. This is the time zone, European time zone. We can see a little bit of background that Proxmox Virtual Edition, VE is Virtual Edition, is based on Debian Linux. Okay. We had already seen Red Hat as one version of Linux. We had already in Killer Coda saw that there is one more version of Linux called Ubuntu. Now we are hearing about one more version called Debian. Okay. So kernel wise, there are some differences between Linux to Ubuntu and Debian, but most of the commands that we have learned during our class will work on Debian Unix or Linux also. Okay. And as we have seen earlier, during the installation of Linux and Windows on virtual machines, we need something called as ISO files. Okay, ISO files are nothing but disk images. And through the link that I had shared through OneDrive, you have downloaded these ISO files. Okay, if you see here, in the ISO file that you have downloaded for Proxmox, it includes a complete Debian Linux system and necessary Proxmox packages. Okay. Going further down, you can see here that they are recommending a high quality server hardware when running Proxmox in production. Production means what? When actual customer data is getting stored and processed on a machine live, that is called as a production system. Okay, and especially when you're using Proxmox in such kind of an environment, like in a bank, in an insurance company, in a hospital, in a manufacturing unit, okay, in a power grid station, anywhere, they are requesting to put this on a high quality server hardware. But in our case, we are using it for our learning purposes. It's not production data, and hence we are not going for a high quality hardware. We are doing it on our laptops itself. Okay. Then it also is recommending, they are also recommending that you need to run Proxmox in a cluster with highly available VMs and containers. Okay. Now let us understand these words. There are many words which we are finding here. To further decrease the impact of a failed host. Okay. What do we mean by a failed host? Host is nothing but the physical machine or the server or the laptop on which you're installing the hypervisor. In this case, the hypervisor is Proxmox. Okay. We have learned in our basic course that any hardware can fail, right? And we need proper mechanisms to be in place which will help us to run our applications and workloads and make the data available even though there are multiple hardware failures. Okay, that is the reason why they are asking or recommending us that this hypervisor called Proxmox should ideally be installed in a cluster configuration. Now, what exactly is a cluster? Just a few minutes back, I told you that in a proper data center scenario, you will not be installing the hypervisor on a single machine. You will be installing the hypervisor across multiple servers or multiple machines, and you will be combining them together so that you can pool the resources. That combination of multiple server hardware having the same hypervisor with them and connecting them together logically so that you can pool the resources is called a cluster. Okay. Earlier days, when I started learning computers, a cluster meant only two servers. Okay. One active, one passive. Okay. Earlier days, cluster meant only two servers. One active, one passive. But as and when hypervisors and operating systems got advanced, a cluster now can actually expand onto multiple servers and multiple hardware. Okay. So I have seen clusters having 32, 64, 128 machines in the same cluster. And I also had the privilege of seeing some supercomputers. Okay. Like India's own supercomputer called Param, which is there in Pune. So, uh, people who have joined in from Pune, Bhavya, Renu, Shivani, you are privileged. You have a supercomputer in your city. Okay. You may not know it, but it's there. It's there in CDAC. Okay. It's there in CDAC campus. So, what happens there? There, it's not just 3264 servers put in a cluster. Okay. Hundreds of machines are put in a cluster. So, a supercomputer is not just a single machine. Okay. A supercomputer is a combination of multiple machines working together. Okay, that's how it becomes a supercomputer. So you can just imagine that when you are bringing in multiple systems to work together, you can call it a cluster. Then we move forward and learn about this another term, highly available, HA, highly available. Okay, highly available means, let us just consider that a cluster has just two server or hardware in it. Now, the moment one fails, the very next millisecond, okay, the other one is available, okay, to do all your operations. That means what? Every byte of data that is being written onto the first server is also getting mirrored and available onto the second one. Okay. And hence, at any point in time, if the first server in the cluster fails, the second server immediately takes over for read write operations of the workload. That's called highly available. And the same thing is applicable to clusters where the number of machines are more than two. Even when it is 3, 4, 32, 64, 128, doesn't matter. Okay. The moment you have a highly available configuration, even if one server in that entire cluster fails, the other available servers, the other running servers in that cluster will be able to pick up the operations of the failed cluster, both in terms of the virtual machine or data, virtual machine and data running in it. Okay. Now we move forward and we learn these two terms, virtual machines and containers. Virtual machine we have already seen. What is a virtual machine? A virtual machine is a abstraction of a physical machine, right? What does a physical machine have? It has CPU, it has RAM, it has storage in the form of hard disks or SSDs, it has networking, and you install an operating system on top of it. When we were creating our virtual machines on Bhanu's laptop, aren't these the same things that we were configuring? We understood what was the OS. We did one virtual machine with Linux, one with Windows. Then we gave CPU to it, virtual CPU. Then we gave memory to it, virtual dynamic memory. Then we gave hard disk space to it. Then we gave network connection to it, right? That's all called as a virtual machine, right? But what is a container? Now, there's a new term, right? We haven't learned about containers. Containers is an advanced form of a virtual machine. Okay. A virtual machine has these five components, as I told you right now. What are they? CPU, memory, hard disk, network, and operating system. Right? Five components make a virtual machine. Once again, CPU, memory, hard disk, network, and operating system. Okay. These are the five. Any question? Was there any question? Any doubt? No?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So these five things make up a virtual machine, right? Now, what has happened and what engineers and scientists have seen over a period of, multiple decades of running and using virtual machines is this operating system component, right? The fifth component that takes up lot of resources. Okay, huge amount of resources. Now, how can we see if we can eliminate this operating system layer altogether, okay, and have our application or program directly interact with these four hardware entities. What are these four hardware entities? CPU, memory, hard disk or storage, and networking. Okay, and that concept is called as container. All right, you would have heard these names a lot, called Docker, Kubernetes. Okay, those are terms related to a container. Okay, what is a container, how to use a container on a hypervisor, we will see later. Okay, first let us understand virtual machines, because unless you understand how to configure virtual machines, you will not be able to understand how to configure containers. Okay, because containers is a advanced technology that came way later after virtual machines. Okay, so we will learn about containers later. First we'll focus on virtual machines. Then, last thing before we get into the installation part, it is saying that this hypervisor, Proxmox V, can use local storage, which is DAS, can use SAN, storage area network, can use NAS, network attached storage, and distributed storage like Ceph RBD. Okay. So what is this distributed storage? We will learn later. But these concepts, local storage, SAN and NAS, we had learnt in our basic course. Okay. So what I request everyone to do is, because we are going to have an evaluation this week, okay, maybe Friday or Saturday, that evaluation will be on the basic course. Okay. There were some 8, 9 classes that we did where we understood concepts of data center, not much of practical, mostly concepts. So I request you all to go through those videos, learn about those concepts, because the evaluation this week is going to happen on the basic data center concepts. Okay. And there you will understand what is meant by DAS, what is meant by SAN, what is meant by NAS. We had explained in very detail by taking examples and use cases as well. Okay, moving forward, if you remember a few days back, I asked all of you if you have this kind of configuration on your laptop. It is because of this, because there are some minimum requirements for Proxmox to run. And I think most of you meet these requirements. So we'll just go ahead and we will jump into this part. Prepare the installation media. Okay. So I have already downloaded this image from this link and put it in my SharePoint or OneDrive, and have given you all access, whoever have given me their email IDs. I hope all of you have downloaded. Okay. And if you see here, the reason why I was asking you to get a USB drive is because of this. Okay, because no longer we use CDs or DVDs, we all use USB drives. So we have to burn or flash that USB drive with this ISO image which has been downloaded. Okay, now how exactly to do that flashing? That process of flashing a USB drive is different for different operating systems. Okay, so if we are using a Linux server, the way we will do it is different. If we are using Mac like me, then you will do it differently. And if you're doing it on Windows, then you will do it differently. Okay. So since most of you are using Windows, we will follow the instructions that are there under this section. And that is the reason why I had also asked you to download one more file, which is there in the same OneDrive folder, called Etcher Balana. Okay. So we will see what exactly this is. So what exactly is Balena Etcher? It is basically a utility for Windows systems, which will allow you to flash, okay, an SD card or a USB drive. What is meant by flash? Flashing means reformatting. Okay, flashing means reformatting. Okay, so as it suggests here, select image, select the drive in the sense the USB drive, and then flash. That's it. Very simple process. So they have, for Windows, simplified this process of flashing a USB drive. So please go to that OneDrive link and download the other executable file which is showing you this name. Okay, let me just show you what I'm talking about. This one. Okay, this DMG is for Mac OS, that means for me, and this setup.exe file. Okay, Mahesh and Anand, can you confirm you have downloaded this? I can't see your thumbs up. You'll have to speak up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, great, great. Okay, so let's get back to Proxmox. So it's we will see how to use this utility, and once we use this utility, our USB drive will be ready to be used as a bootable disk. What this next step is, whatever ISO image you would have flashed on that USB drive, okay, that contains the Debian Linux 64-bit operating system and the Proxmox packages inside it. What you have to do is you have to identify the partition inside your hard disk where you want to install this hypervisor. Okay, and once you choose that, it will allow you to install the Proxmox kernel along with KVM. KVM is kernel virtual machine, and Alexi support, and the complete tool set for managing these virtual machines and containers and all the necessary resources, along with a web-based management interface. Web-based management interface means managing the entire environment through a browser, okay, instead of a already pre-installed tool. Okay. Then we have to use this prepared installation media and we have to boot from it. Okay, this is what we are going to do, and after that we will get this installation screen what you see here, and from there on we will start the installation process. In the installation process there are multiple options you see here: terminal UI, serial console. Then we have advanced options with graphical debug mode. Okay, all this we will be using the advanced option with graphical mode, this one. Okay, or we can also use this one. It depends. So we can use to start the installation. All right, so let's get started. So I'll be stopping the sharing of my screen. Okay, so we will start with Mahesh. Mahesh, can you please share your screen with everyone? I will make you the presenter. Oh, you can? Great. All right. Can you, okay, can you confirm that you have installed or connected the USB drive to your system? Okay, USB drive is connected. No, the next one, I think E drive. Yes. So it's a 256 GB drive. After formatting, you got 232. Great. You will not need so much. Yeah. So Mahesh and Anand, one word of caution. No need to do anything quickly or fastly. Okay. Be very, very careful with every click and every command that you enter, because what we are going to do now has the potential to erase all the data and crash your system. Okay, so we have to follow the instructions very, very carefully. No need to impress anyone. Okay, but do it carefully and correctly, right? And Mahesh, as you are doing this, Anand, you keep following the same steps. Okay? You keep following the same steps, and I will tell you when you should share your screen. Okay, great. Now, Mahesh, as per the instructions, can you go to that Balina HR exe file and show me where you have downloaded Proxmox? Okay, I can see it. Great. So double click on that Balina HR setup.exe. The last one. The last one. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the installation has started. You see it on your, yes, go there. Yeah. So select the first one, option blue, which is highlighted, flash from file. Yes, select that. Now go and choose the Proxmox ISO file where you had downloaded. I think it will be in your downloads folder. Yeah, select that. Yes. Okay. And click on open. Right. Just hold on. It is reading the file. Mm-hmm. Can you right click on that ISO file and show me the properties? ISO file, Proxmox ISO file, not this, not this. Yes, right click, go to properties. Yes, 1.46 GB. Just copy this number of bytes and put it in the chat box for me. Proxmox ISO. So what is that you see as the number of bytes? Can you go back to that screen? Can you read it out for me? One five.
Proxmox
Go ahead.
88.4 space 1.
Come again.
Come again? 8.4.
What is
What is it?
8.4? Not that. The size. in size,
Yes,
in the brackets,
one
uh,
five
hmm, 1 5
seven one
7, hmm,
895
hmm.
296.
Yes, it's correct. Then why it's not taking? So this is one method I follow to check if a file has been correctly downloaded or not. Okay. Let us see the permissions on that file. Can you right click on it once again? Go to properties. Yes, the same one. Yeah, just hold on here. Okay. Go. I think it is just click on unblock there in the bottom. Can you see unblock? Bottom, next to advanced. Yes. Click on apply. Yeah. Now click on OK. Yes. Now go back to that Balina HR program that was running. Yes. Now select flash from file again. Select Proxmox. Yes. Click on open. Just hold on. No, something is wrong. Anand, can you share your screen? Are you getting the same error?
No, sir. It went. It in my laptop. It has gone for next step. Select target, sir.
Okay. So can you share your screen?
Yes,
Mahesh
sir.
will come back to you and we'll troubleshoot this. In the meanwhile, Mahesh, you do one thing. You have opened that Proxmox link, right? Which I had shared. It was there in your browser, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So go to that link and download the Proxmox .iso onto your laptop again in a different folder. Okay? Can you do that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you stop sharing, please? Let Anand share his screen.
Sir, is my screen visible, sir?
Anand, is this your screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Correct. So you see, everyone, that once you select that file, okay, it will allow you to select a target. So Anand, can you go to Explorer, Windows Explorer, File Explorer window, and show me the USB drive? Okay, your USB drive is D colon, right?
Yes, sir.
Right click on that D colon and show me the size 64 GB. Okay, go to properties. Hey, you have already formatted it. Fine. Close it. Yeah, go back to Balina HR.
Um, I don't know why
All
it is not
that's
going
okay.
for from the tab, sir.
Sorry.
Uh, no, it's
Just use Alt Tab. Alt Tab is a shortcut which allows you to move across screens.
okay, sir.
Yes. Now you say select target. Click on select target. Yes. Select that D drive checkbox and wait. Down show one hidden. Show that hidden what it's showing. No, we will not use that. That's the system drive. If we use that, then everything will get crashed. Okay, so
Okay.
we'll use this SanDisk drive. Then click on the bottom blue color button called select one. Yes. Okay, and now click on flash. Great. So you see, boys and girls, it's very simple. to make a USB drive bootable with the operating system or the hypervisor which you want to install. Okay.
Sir,
And
I got a permission box. Do you want to allow this app to make changes, sir? Can I click yes,
yes,
sir?
yes, click yes. And this is the same method we will use for large servers also. Okay. No different. So whatever you're learning right now, we are going to apply it on the laptop, but same method and process is used for servers also. So what you're learning today in this class is applicable when you get a job or in your job also. Great, it's done. See, within minutes, you are able to create a bootable USB drive with an operating system image loaded in it. Okay. Now, Anand, can you
Yes,
close
sir.
this Belina HS screen and go back to that browser link of Proxmox installation? Yes. Maximize the screen. Yeah. Come down, come down on the screen. Further down. Yes. So we have done till come down, come down. Further, go to the section where we have Belina HR. Yes. So we have completed this step. Now we are going to go to the next step. Using the Proxmox VE installer, okay, to boot from there, right? So who can tell me how you can make Anand's system boot from the USB drive the next time the system restarts?
Changing in BIOS settings.
But to get into BIOS now, he has to restart the machine, no? Is there any
Yes.
other way?
Yeah.
What is the other way? Okay, do one thing. Anand,
Yes, sir.
open one more tab there on the browser. What is the version of Windows that you're using?
11, sir.
Okay, type how to make my Windows 11 laptop boot from USB drive. Enter. Okay. Yeah. So just once you see the second step, what Google is showing here. First step we have already done. We have already created the bootable USB drive. It is already plugged into the system. Okay. And if you have to boot from that drive, you have to restart the machine. And while restarting, you have to usually press F12 or F2 or delete or escape. Now, these options would depend upon the manufacturer of the laptop. Okay. And generally, it will be F12 generally. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So, Venkatramana Reddy, you are right. I'm not saying you are wrong. Okay. But when you do it in BIOS, right, this is also, it will go into BIOS only when you do F12. But nowadays, what has happened is BIOSes have become very intelligent and smart. Okay. So you don't need to make a permanent change in the BIOS. Okay. When you go
Yes.
and change BIOS settings, it makes a permanent change in the BIOS. Okay. Again,
Correct.
to reset, you have to once again restart. and make the change in BIOS once again. So you have to go into BIOS twice. But in the newer laptops, what has happened is on the fly, while the OS is, booting up, right? You can make this change and you can tell the machine, instead of booting it from its regular hard disk where the original operating system was installed, you can ask the machine to check if there is another installation media available in the form of a external drive like a USB drive, and start booting from there. Okay, so Anand, we are going to restart your laptop. So
Okay.
I request you to log in from your phone as well. Keep the video on and point it to your laptop screen. Yeah, your hand will be paining a little bit, uh, but no option. Can you please join from your mobile phone
Yes,
as
sir.
well?
I have joined from the mobile, sir.
Yeah. And
I have
point your mobile
turned on my
screen.
video as well.
Yes. Point it to the screen of the laptop in a horizontal way. Right now,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have
it's vertical.
pointed. Can you please confirm, sir?
Can you stop sharing on your laptop? Just a second. You have to turn your. I have spotlighted you. You have to turn your mobile, like
Actually, I have
rotate your
turned on,
mobile,
sir.
but it's showing us in a vertical way.
Particularly.
Yes.
No, sir.
Perfect. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. So now what you have to do is you have to close everything
Okay, sir.
and restart.
Okay, sir.
So all of you pay attention to the screen. Yeah. While you're restarting, yes, make sure that we don't miss that option to select F12 or F2 to get into
Yes.
the boot menu. So you're using Lenovo. Okay.
With function we
F12
need to
key, sir.
use.
F12. Yes, F12. Yeah, there was one more question. Who was that?
With function we need to use, sir, sometimes in laptop.
F12. Array, you missed it. It went into boot.
Okay,
You have to
I will
restart again.
restart it again, sir.
Yes.
I think with function required, sir, if it is laptop.
Yes, you have to press two buttons, uh, Anand. Function plus F12.
Okay, sir.
Just a second.
Yeah,
Can I
no,
press
try
it
now.
now?
Yeah, try now.
Anu, I'm in a class. I'll call you back. Yeah.
You already pressed, right, or missed?
Yeah, I have pressed.
Mm-hmm.
I have pressed the key, sir. Function plus F12, but it.
Let us just check. What is the model number of Lenovo that you're using? You will see it in about. Right click on the start.
In OS itself, MS config we can't do, sir.
MS config will not make change in BIOS, na?
No, BIOS we can't change, sir. One
Yeah,
time.
MS config will only change in OS registry.
So this is the model number, sir.
Yeah, which one is it?
LOQ15IRX9.
LOQ15IRX9. One second. How to. Lenovo LOQ
15 IR
one
X9.
five IRX9.
Also, on your functions below, I mean, is it highlighted or small size, small numbers, F11, F12?
A small number.
Then we need to use a function under that
Yeah,
F12.
I have used that one.
Okay, I think after boot you pressed, I think before Lenovo logo comes now.
Yeah,
Yes, you have to press that key before that Lenovo
logo appears.
logo comes. Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. I'll do that. I have pressed it.
Okay, I think in Lenovo
Now it came, sir.
now it came. Okay, cool. Okay, now we see three there, right? Three
Yes, sir.
options. Windows
Yes, sir.
Boot Manager is the option where it is showing your Western Digital hard drive internal to your laptop. Okay, on that
Okay.
your Windows is already loaded, so we will not choose that. Okay,
Okay.
then we have Linplus Lite USB. Is your USB from SanDisk?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so SanDisk will appear as Linplus. So select that second one by down arrow or mouse,
Okay.
anything. Yes, cool. Now press enter. See, we got Proxmox. Amazing stuff, Anand. Amazing. Very good. Now click on just advanced options once or just use down arrows.
Yes, sir. Advanced options.
Yeah, just to see. I don't think advanced options coming up. You can just use the
Actually, it came, sir.
it came, press enter. Yes, see, there are so many other options available. Okay, so we have the first, as we have seen in the documentation of Proxmox, we have install Proxmox V typical debug mode. Then we have install Proxmox VE terminal UI debug mode. Then we have serial console debug mode. And then we have automated test memory and others. Okay. So we will not use any of this. We will see, is there a back button anywhere?
Uh, yes, sir.
Yes,
Escape button. Escape.
yes, press escape. If you now you select the first one,
Okay, sir.
install Proxmox VE graphical. Okay. Yes. Okay. Can you expand a little bit? Yes. Come to the center of the screen. Scroll down on this EULA end user license agreement and accept it.
There is no accept button, sir. Oh, I can see.
Yes,
I
there
can
will be.
agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. All right. So in this here,
I can hear a target is target hard
yes,
disk.
yes. One second.
Okay, sir.
Please read this. Wait. Go up. We have to read these options very carefully. Okay. So the first option says the Proxmox installer automatically partitions your hard disk. This is extremely important. Okay. It partitions your hard disk. So the existing operating system what is installed in the hard disk of this laptop, it is going to create another partition on it. But if you see one word of caution there, it makes the system bootable from the hard disk. All existing partitions and data will be lost. Okay. So Anand, can you confirm you have taken a complete backup of your system?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
All
are you ready
important
to
files.
do? If you are not ready, it's fine. We will skip. Okay, I'm not forcing you to do it. Okay, if you're
It's
not
better
ready,
to
it's
skip, sir.
okay. Mahesh, how about you?
Sir, this is my friend's laptop, sir.
Actually, this is also my brother's laptop. He is doing all his civil stuff, sir. If
Hmm.
anything happens, we will fire on.
They'll be extremely annoyed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So we will do one thing. I think all of us got the gist of, what needs to be done. I think I have a spare laptop at my home, Windows. Okay. So in tomorrow's class, I will get that up and running. Okay. And I will take you all through this, complete Proxmox, installation part. Okay. And I will show you the complete installation on that one. Okay. So on that laptop, it's okay. I can erase everything. That's not a problem.
Yes, sir.
But you all get it right. You are able to understand
Yeah, yeah.
how this technology works. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. Anand, thank you. You can escape this. You can delete this, and you can boot normally from what you were doing earlier, and you can join back.
Sir, is it Linux-based GUI, sir? Or
Yes, this is a Linux-based GUI. That's correct. Yeah. Now don't press any function key or anything.
Okay, sir.
Let it boot normally, and you can remove the USB drive also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you see what we are doing is very, very powerful. Okay. These things have the potential to create new things, at the same time destroy other things also. Okay. So be very, very careful when you are doing anything. Okay. Always remember two principles of becoming successful in data center related jobs. One, whatever action you do, it should not result in a data loss. Okay. This is the principle that you have to follow lifelong. Whatever you do, you cannot afford a single byte of data to be lost. Okay. Just not acceptable. And second thing, as much as possible, you have to increase the uptime of your system. Uptimes are measured in availability of number of hours or minutes in a complete year. Okay. Anand, you can log off from your phone.
Yes, sir.
So uptime is measured in 1 second. Yeah. Uptime is typically measured in number of hours the system is on in a given year. You know, let me just show you this. Then you'll understand the seriousness of the business that we are in. Okay. Don't think that we are doing something. Don't think that we are doing something irrelevant. Okay. So data center uptime is measured in terms of availability, and this availability people talk as 5 nines availability, 6 nines availability, 7 nines availability, and so on. Okay, so one second. Yes. See, 5 nines of availability. Okay, which means 5 nines means this 99.999% uptime. Okay, that means in a year, in 1 year, less than 5 minutes of downtime across the complete data center. That is called 5 nines of availability. Okay, and this was the golden standard, I would say, until before COVID. After COVID, the expectation of customers has increased. Okay, they are now talking about 7 nines availability. Okay, so here they are talking about 7 nines of availability. In 7 nines of availability, see the downtime that is acceptable per year. Okay, 3.16 seconds. Okay, which means your systems can actually never go down. Okay, forget doing restarts and all that. All right, the way you should be working in the data center is the applications should be always on. There is no other, you know, uh, I would say no other option. And hence, every action that you do, you need to understand its impact from a data availability standpoint and a data loss standpoint. And both data availability and data loss are not acceptable in any data center. So you should architect your solution in that way. And at the same time, whenever you're doing maintenance work, like doing an upgrade or doing patch management or doing a new installation, you should make sure that whatever workload was running on that system, it is first moved to a surviving workload. Then this machine, whatever needs to be done is done, and then the workload is moved back. Okay, so this is absolutely critical factor in data centers. It's why doctors are given a very high respect in our society is because they are operating on us while we are alive. That means all the systems inside are functional, and at the same time, they are making corrections in our body. That's why they are treated next to God. Okay. In data center, our job is to do all of this: installation, uninstallation, upgrade, data protection, attaching a storage, deattaching a storage, upgrading of hardware, bringing in new systems in the data center, all that while the data center is up and running and while it is serving data to end users. Okay, because today we are living in a world where any online system cannot be down even for a single millisecond. Correct? Just imagine, no? All of you use Instamart. Zepto, Blinkit, Amazon, Flipkart. Just one bad experience, okay, can make you stop using their portal for months together. That's our expectation, right? Our expectation has increased so much. So all these systems, okay, have to work continuously 24/7. Whether there is a cyber attack, whether there is a flood, whether there is a tsunami, whether there is a war, okay, whether there is a riot, it doesn't matter. All these systems have to be up and running always. Doesn't matter. Just imagine stock markets, banks, insurance companies, airlines, travel portals. Okay, all these digital, workloads that we use on a regular basis cannot be down even for a single second. Okay, and hence our job as site reliability engineers, data center architects, okay, is to make sure that this happens. And it starts with this, what we learned today in our class. You should be able to comprehend and understand that what is the impact our action is going to create on that machine in terms of data availability and data loss. If any one of these gets compromised, don't do it. And that's what we did today, right? We didn't want Anand's laptop or Mahesh's laptop to be wiped out clean. Okay? We could have easily done it. I would have told Anand, Anand, nothing will happen. Go. He was not even reading that stuff. He was ready to, his hands were itching to click on next button there. And the moment he would have done it, his brother would have come running from Anantapur to hit me. Right? So that's why no need to impress anyone while doing your job. Okay? You be confident and assured about your actions. And the only way you can do that is by learning, reading, and practicing day in and day out. There is no other way. The more times you do it, the more you read about it, the more you practice it, the more you understand the impact of your actions inside a data center. Okay? And there is no secret sauce to it, there is no shortcut to it. Okay? So, my dear boys and girls, I really request you to please spend time on learning and reading, basically to make yourselves employable, number one, and number two, once you get employed, you can be really better than most of the people who are there. Okay, and I'll get you to that stage. I only request you to please, you know follow diligently. And the first step is going to be this weekend, where we are going to have a evaluation or a test. And which topics are we going to talk about? Let me just show you. I'm sharing my screen again. So once we go to YouTube and I get into my channel, okay, we are already in. Okay, so before these intermediate classes, I had conducted the basic course also. So there were 9 classes that we did. Okay, starting from 16th, no, 15th April. Okay, this shows 6th May because I premiered it. Until then, it was a private video. So from 16th May, we did 9 classes. So you find them here, right? So day 1, DC Tech free training, 16th April. day 2, day 3, day 4, so on. Okay, till day 9, till here. Okay, wherever you see this tag till 16th April, okay, please watch these videos. And in these videos, we have discussed and explained about all concepts of data center. Okay, what are the various components, how do they talk to each other, how they fit to each other, okay, what are the various use cases for each one of them, so on and so forth. So this weekend, most likely Saturday, the evaluation or test that we are going to have will be on these 9 classes that we had done earlier. Okay, these 9 classes. Wherever you feel boring in the class or there was a gap, just forward it. That's okay. I think all those things are available in YouTube. So do that. Each class you see is approximately 1.5 hours, just like ours now. So, but there are some classes where a lot of concepts were discussed. So please pay attention. So you have time till Friday. Even if you do 1 or 2 every day, you should be able to complete all 9 before Friday. Please do that, and we will have our evaluation on Saturday morning. Okay. And while you are doing these classes, if you have any doubts, any questions, any concept that you did not understand, please feel free to put it in the group or message me directly. I'll put in my best efforts to clear those doubts for you. Okay, fine. Any question? Today was pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. So, Mahesh, I hope you didn't go ahead with the installation.
No, sir, this is my friend's laptop, sir. Tomorrow I
Uh,
will download in my laptop, sir.
Okay, but be careful and make sure that nothing is there in the laptop. Okay. And as I said, I also have another spare Windows laptop. We will use that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right, boys and girls, any questions? Any doubts? All good? Great. So we'll see you again tomorrow. And this time we will proceed with the installation of Proxmox, and we'll see what all options are available and how to get into the actual interface of Proxmox to start creating virtual machines. Okay. Have a
Sure,
good
sir.
day.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.